in an environment where we are continuing to see, you know, earnings decelerate, sentiment sort of challenged?
I think.
Well, I don't want to leave my money in U.S. currency. I'm not going to do that. But I think you're talking about numbers right now. The number that's on everybody's mind is 85 billion a month in QE. You know, the market that lives by QE dies by QE. And, you know, people are starting to factor in tapering. And if the Fed tapers, this market's going a lot lower. I don't think they're going to taper. I think they're just bluffing. I think it's all talk. I think the Fed knows that they've built this phony economy, and they're going to keep inflating it. So they're going to keep talking about tapering, and they're going to talk about why they're going to do it in the future, but why they're not going to do it right now. But they're going to keep making up excuses why they can't do it. And if they actually do taper, they're going to be untapering very quickly, and that's going to be very problematic for their credibility.
Ken Langone.
Yeah, Peter, one of the things that mystifies me is supply and demand dictates that as you get more demand, prices go up. And, of course, on the other side, when you have more supply than demand, prices go down. I don't see anywhere any great demand for money. You've got housing starts at 700,000. You've got the automobile companies. There were two wonderful stories in the past weekend about how the automobile manufacturers are rescheduling within the existing capital, their factories, so they haven't got to spend any more money. And then you add to that the amount of money that's being poured back into the economy. Home Depot, for example, yesterday announced that in the first 6 months of this year, they brought back $4.3 billion worth of stock, and they're going to buy another $2.5 billion in the next. That's only one company. Corporate balance sheets are awash with cash. So where is this great fear of interest rates
Ken,
going
that's
up?
the problem. You got to look at the supply of money, which is exploding, but we're not producing goods. All these corporate share buybacks don't add to the capital stock of the country. They simply reduce the number of shares outstanding.
A lot
of the companies, though, are borrowing over that they're using to buy back their stock.
Who's bought back stock umpteen times. Peter Schiff just said something. He said buying back stock doesn't do anything for the country.
May not do it, but it puts money back into circulation.
So
big
it
money.
is doing something for the country.
Well, what I'm saying is I don't think it's helping the country's economy. That's a different issue. But in terms of worrying about interest rates
5% of the
going
country
up,
owns 82% of the stock. 5% of the country owns 82% of the common stock. Buybacks don't do anything. Housing affordability is going down from 74 to 69.
You're missing my point. My point is not that it's beneficial to the economy. My point is it pours supply of money into the economy. Home Depot.
Yeah, but money is just paper. We need to pour products into the economy.
Affordability.
We need production. We want things we can consume, not pieces of paper. That doesn't do anything.
But
listen, it costs $300 more a month to own a home than it used to. That means something for the flyover states between Los Angeles and New York. The housing affordability is going down.
It means something for everybody. Nobody wants paper money. They want the things that money can buy. But that stuff has to be produced. And there you need factories. You need plant and equipment. That's what corporations need to be investing in, not just buying back their own shares.
Hold on. Ken Langone, what is your point?
My point is that if you're worrying about tapering, restricting money in the system, the offset to that is the ongoing purchase by corporations of their own shares in staggering amounts. Home Depot is only one
Maria,
company.
if I could just say something at this point, one of the things that you were talking about was buying back stock.
Only Peter Anderson.
Go ahead, Peter. Get it in, Peter. Hurry up.
Thanks. Thanks very much. The thing I want to talk about is supply demand. Very important. But I think what we're missing is you have to be anticipatory about this. Let's not look in the rearview mirror. Let's look in the future. And you have to talk, what the Fed's trying to do is control that mechanism of supply and demand by adjusting rates. It's just simple economics. And let's not get bogged down in the technicals of whether or not a company is buying back its stock, which has very strong pros and cons. But I think the bottom line is you first asked me, would I be buying stocks here? And the simple answer is Absolutely, yes. I think that the equity market has it wrong right now. The tapering, as you have heard many times, is great for our economy because it's showing you that the economy is growing, and it's an anticipatory action that this Fed is taking.
The economy is not growing.
Unprecedented.
And, it's growing.
It's just not growing the way it used to grow. This is the new normal. This is the
no, it's not growing at all. It's a bubble. It's phony. That's what's going on. And it's going to blow up. QE goes away. We're right back in a deeper recession than before they started this experiment.
What is the other factor?
The other factor is the excess of regulation coming out of Washington is a dampener on all industrial and economic activity. The amount of time that corporate... Huh? I beg your pardon?
I don't think so. I think what's slowing the economy will be interest rates go up high enough, that'll slow the economy. I don't think the average American doesn't care about regulation.
No, but
they care about their wallet from 1 month to the next.
He does.
The guy running a corporation...
He wants a job, doesn't he? He's not going to get a job if his employers are spending all their time dealing with regulations.
We're not creating any jobs. We're creating 192,000 jobs a month right now. Last year we created 182,000 jobs a month. That's not job growth. That's about 10,000 more a month. That does not help America.
And we're replacing them with part-time service sector jobs.
Oh, my God.
Maria, I think the most amusing thing I've heard today is that the Fed is doing a fake-out on